Record number of guests visit Florida theme parks. Florida's theme parks saw a big jump in attendance in 2018, a fact that will come as a surprise to no one who stood in line for a roller coaster, the train to Hogwarts, or a character meet and greet. In Florida, which gets more theme park visitors than any country in the world or any state in the US, 87.5 million people visited its 8 biggest parks last year, the largest number on record. The increase in visitors was led by SeaWorld, making a comeback after years of declining attendance, and Disney's Animal Kingdom, during its first full year since the world of Avatar opened. And with only a 2 across North America, the number of people going through the gates of the 20 largest theme parks increased by 4% to 157 million, according to a report by the Themed Entertainment Association and the Economics Practice at AECOM, released last week. Around the world, in Florida, the report covers its 8 biggest parks: 4 Disney parks, 2 Universal parks, SeaWorld, and Busch Gardens. Legoland's attendant, Magic Kingdom, had 20.8 million visitors, leading its closest competitor Disneyland in California by more than 2 million people. SeaWorld had 4.6 million visitors, a 16% increase over 2017, which was its worst year in recent history. Infinity Falls, Disney's Animal Kingdom, jumped 10% in 1 year, 27% in the last 2 years, to 13.7 million guests, largely boosted by the opening of World of Avatar in May 2017. It's now the second. Florida's other parks. Epcot grew 2% to 12.4 million visitors. Disney's Hollywood Studios, where Toy Story Land opened in 2018, grew 5% to 11.2 million visitors. Universal Studios, which opened the supercharged Fast and Furious ride in April 2018, had 10.7 million visitors, a 5% increase. Universal's Islands of Adventure had a 2.5% increase in visitors, to 9.8 million. Busch Gardens jumped 4.5% to 4.1 million. For the Disney and Universal parks, the numbers are their largest ever. Busch Gardens and what's driving the increases? The growth of attraction. We can expect that next year's numbers will likely show massive attendance impact for Disney in North America, from the 2019 openings of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland in May and Walt Disney World in August, the report said. Even SeaWorld, which generally relies on animal-themed attractions, is expected to benefit from an intellectual property with its Sesame Street Land, which opened this spring. Another factor is the growth of what theme parks call immersive environments. The Wizarding World, SeaWorld and Busch Gardens have also built immersive environments, usually animal-themed. For example, SeaWorld has a different story than the other parks. Its attendance dropped. In recent years, SeaWorld has aggressively promoted its rescue and rehabilitation of manatees, sea turtles, and other marine creatures, lessened its emphasis on its killer whale shows, built more thrill tides, and added Sesame Street Land. SeaWorld's good performance is creditable to investments in new rides and programming and leveraging the Sesame Street intellectual property, in addition to working actively to change the conversation about the parks, internally and externally, and other positive changes, the report said. Copyright 2019 Miami Herald. Visit Miami Herald at www.miamiherald.com. Distributed by Tribune Content Agency, LLC.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park, pot.